Hi, and welcome to Weed World, or The Weed World. Uh, in this channel, you will find different tips for growing marijuana, uh, what kind of seeds are the best, what sites I think you should buy seeds from, just all kinds of different things. The most recent weed news, hell, maybe even a little bit of weed history. Okay, today's subject today is going to be your grow room, indoor growing. Okay, what you should have in your grow room, what you should buy, and everything else. So the first thing that you need in your grow room is you need to have a grow room inside. I don't advise it to anyone who lives with a parent who is against weed or any relative or friends who are against weed because they're going to catch you plants and they're going to throw you out or something worse. Um, So what you should do is first you need to pick a room that has flat walls, completely flat, no indents or anything. Okay? It should not be anything that is like a vinyl or anything like that. It should just be a flat wall. And what you should do is you should paint it flat white. Buy just a flat white paint and put a couple coats on it. The white paint helps reflect your grow lights, which we'll get into in a moment. Other things you can use to cover up the walls is tinfoil or mylar. Mylar is a better thing to use than tinfoil. Tinfoil reflects both light and heat, which can end up burning your plants if used improperly or if you're inexperienced. So if you can get mylar, that would be the best thing to use next to the white paint. So if you don't want to paint your walls white, then go to the mylar. If you can't find mylar or you can't afford it, then I go to the tinfoil. But I don't really recommend it. Now, what you should do, depending on the size of your room, you should only be able to put in the room. If it's like a standard mid-sized bedroom, which should run about I don't know, 9, 10, maybe even 11 feet by 12 or 13 feet. That's at least my grow room anyway. You should only be able to fit 12 to 15 plants in there at a time. Okay? And you have to buy lights accordingly. So, one light will only cover about 2 to 3 plants. So if you have more plants, you need more light. More light means a bigger electricity bill. And believe me, these lights suck electricity. Bad. Alright, your electricity bill will go way up. Okay? But if you have that kind of money and that kind of pull around and you don't really care, then go for it, I guess. Okay? What types of lights should you buy? First of all, I wouldn't use LED grow lights. I mean, if they're set up right, they work beautifully. But most people who are just starting out in the indoor grow room don't have that kind of experience. So, the other light that I would recommend is a metal halide bulb and a high-pressure sodium light bulb. You need both of them. Okay, so don't just go on buy one. Buy both of them. Okay? Both bulbs will run you about $50 at your local hardware store. Now, you need some sort of hood that goes over it that is reflective because those bulbs, half of their light goes upwards and away from your plants. That is light wasted. You want all or most of your light pointed downwards and directed towards your plants. This is why a light would only cover 2 or 3. Now, if you're in the seedling stage and the vegetative stage, which I will go over in a later video, if you're in a seedling and a vegetative state, you should favor the metal halide bulb, but you should also have a high-pressure sodium light bulb in that too. So if you have 16, 18 plants, you should have let's say, I'll give you an example. Say you have 9 plants, right? Then you should have 3 to 4 metal halide bulbs and maybe one or two high pressure sodium light bulbs, but mostly favor the metal halide bulb because that's the one that makes your plants grow in the vegetative and seedling stage. Um, so anyway, as I continue, you need a metal hood on top of your light to direct light downward onto your plants. You can buy them at your local hardware store for $5-10. They're actually pretty cheap, and they come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. But I'd get the ones that are closer to the light. The closer they are to the light, the more direction they have, and the most powerful they are. So next, what you're going to need is you're going to need pots and stuff like that to put your plants in. You should buy 40 to 50 gallon pots because your weed will take off. Trust me. Now, you can use smaller pots and keep your plants really small, which is actually preferable, but, some people like growing big pot plants. Now, what you got to do is you got to order the right seed for the indoor growing process. Go online and just Google indoor weed growing seeds, and you can buy them online for, I don't know, like 25-30 bucks or whatever. And they're actually pretty good seeds. They'll send them right to you, and it's a low kind of risk kind of thing. But if they catch you, you're screwed. So next, what you should do is after you get your seeds and everything, and you have your pots and stuff all together, next what you need is you need the right soil. Soil is one of the most important parts next to the grow lights, because the right soil means you'll grow, means you'll grow the right way. It means your weed will be healthier. Healthier plants mean a greater amount of pot and a stronger potency of the pot. Okay? So I like to go with Miracle-Gro potting soil or Miracle-Gro garden soil. You can make your own choice depending on what you like, but don't be afraid to spend the extra money. If you find that one soil is a lot better than the other ones, but it's a lot more expensive, spend the extra money. It'll be worth it in the long run. Trust me. Next, what you should be buying next to that is a liquid fertilizer. Liquid fertilizer is also important because it feeds nutrients to your plants. Now, I like to stick with my Miracle-Gro, and I get a Miracle-Gro liquid fertilizer. But here's the thing. Here's the trick. You must stay away from any man-made fertilizer. I mean, you should stay away from anything that has too many chemicals in it. Anything that has really bad chemicals in it can harm your plants over time. I'm just saying. So I like to use something that says natural on it or plant-based or biologically based, just to play it safe. Another thing, when you're growing indoors, you have no need for pesticides because there are no pests. And no pests means no chemicals. So fewer the chemicals, the better. You should use probably a fungicide on them if you can afford it. It's not, you don't need it, but it's just a pretty good precaution. Next, what you should be buying is a timer. A timer is something that you plug your light into, and then you plug the timer into the wall, and then you can set it to go on at a certain time and go off at a certain time. Believe me, it's a hassle to have to time yourself and go in there to turn them on and off. You don't want to have to do that. Let them go on and off by themselves. Now, in the seedling and vegetative state, they should be on 16 to 18 hours per day. Now, this is ideal for vegetative and seedling growth. Once again, the flowering, it should only be about 12 hours per day and about 12 hours at night in order for it to grow properly. Now, that's pretty much it for the part 1 of this section. Part 2 will be coming up very shortly. Please view that too. And don't forget to leave a comment question below, or just leave a comment, whatever. You ask a question, and I'll answer it as best as I can, and we'll get back to you on that. And another thing is that don't forget to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, then I swear to God, you will never smoke another joint again, because your weed will be so disgusting and gross that you wouldn't want to smoke it. So please subscribe, write a comment, and don't forget to tell your friends about this site, this channel, and get other people to view it too. All right? So thanks. Talk to you later. Weed World over and out.